If there's one nutrient in this country that's probably in short supply, even though they put it in some of the foods, you see in some of the vitamins, I don't think a lot of people are getting enough of it because of other things they're being exposed to. And the nutrient I'm talking about that's very important for our health is iodine. Iodine is actually something that you get from seafood or kelp. I think that's one of your best sources. I know you can take Lugol's iodine, but I like using kelp. I also order the Japanese seaweed, and I'll chop it up a lot of times and put it in a tuna salad and that type of thing. That's an excellent source of iodine, very much a natural source. That's one of the ways I think it's one of the better ways to go about getting it. Now, is there such thing as too much iodine? Yes, there is. There's too much. You can take too much of it. But in today's modern times, it's probably behoove you to let me tell you why you probably need more than even when you needed it in the past. Well, one thing too also is that they used to put it in the bread. They used to put it in the bread, and now they replaced it with bromide, which is a toxin. Now, another toxin we're exposed to often is fluoride. You get that in the toothpaste, it's in the tap water, but a lot of people don't realize that fluoride, sodium fluoride, is in pharmaceutical medicines. And how many people in the United States are on some type of prescription drug? Even kids are on prescription drugs for ADHD, right? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they may be harmful in other ways, but pretty much every single prescription drug out there has sodium fluoride. Now, how do you get rid of sodium fluoride? Iodine. Iodine is iodine, iodine. Depends on how you want to say it. But that's the way to detox. That's one of the best detox agents going is iodine. As a matter of fact, it was given to victims at Chernobyl and also Fukushima. And also activated charcoal, but that's a separate subject. But since people are being exposed to sodium fluoride through many ways, not just the toothpaste, not just the water, but probably half the United States is taking some kind of prescription drugs. And you know what? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be prescription drugs. It's over-the-counter drugs. They'll contain fluoride. They say they're essential for them to have to deliver what they need to deliver. I don't know why that is exactly, but just behoove you to know that prescription drugs have fluoride. Now, fluoride was used by the Nazis against people in the camps, in the concentration camps, to basically dumb them down and make them lethargic. Makes you wonder, right? Little conspiracy theory there for you. So anyway, I can't say too much on here because it's like you can only say so much. Even though I'm thinking it. I think they're probably putting it on there purpose, but I can't say too much, okay? But let me put it to you this way. Fluoride is something extremely harmful to you, and the best way to detox it, one of the very best ways, is iodine. So since we're exposed to it so much in different ways other than tap water, other than toothpaste, but by any kind of like over-the-head counter medication or prescription medication, we're exposed to it that way. You're exposed to it a lot more than you think. Now, the other thing is you want to detox. The bread that we used to get had iodine in it before. Now it contains bromide. Bromide is something else that's harmful to people. And the problem is, I don't know why they changed it. They changed it some decades ago. I don't know why they did that. The bread has bromide in it instead of iodine. I don't know why the hell they did that, but it's actually a chemical element of the halogen family, which competes with iodine. It's a problem. So you want to detox bromine, and what it is also there's brominated vegetable oil, BVO. It's in foods. It's in soft drinks. Coke and all whatever. It's in the PBDE fire retardants. It's in there. It's also in pretty much every damn product we have, which would be surprise you. It's in electronics, the building materials of your house, your home furnishings, motor vehicles, any of your cars, airplanes. We're plastics, which are exposed to every day. That's the bromide, right? Foam, textiles, or clothes. So been it's been structurally known to be akin to PCB, so that's something very harmful. Known also to cause cancer. We're exposed to this crap all the time, excuse me, but that's what it is. Now, that's another reason to take fluoride and also to take iodine to get rid of the fluoride and the bromide. And considering this modern day and age, we probably, every time I see a recommended daily allowance for something like, just to cut to another example, like vitamin C, they'll tell you between 60 milligrams to 75 milligrams, or maybe 90 milligrams, or maybe somebody might even say 120 milligrams. It's definitely not the optimal for health. That's the other thing. And considering most people are probably not getting enough iodine that's even minimal. And it's not like, in other words, when they're making a minimal recommended daily allowance, they're just saying just enough to prevent goiter. And that's not really optimal for health. Japanese people seem to live so much longer than American people. This is one of the reasons why. They detox with iodine absolutely through the sea. And that's the way I like to do it. I like to take kelp pills, and I like to take Japanese seaweed, chop it up, and put it in foods. That's the way I do it. You could take Lugol's, fine. You could do it that way too. I like doing things the natural way more as much as possible. I don't do everything perfect, obviously, but let me put it to you this way. In our modern society, I'll say it again, we're exposed to fluoride many different ways, more than you think, not just the toothpaste and the water, but all the prescription drugs and over-the-counter drugs, which includes medications and antidepressants and things that people are given for ADHD, whatever it is for the kids. There's fluoride in there. So that's actually, besides whatever the prescription drug might be doing that's harmful in some ways, you got the toxin fluoride in there. And then on top of it, bromide is in pretty much every product we're exposed to. It competes with iodine. And, you're just going to have to, in my opinion, it's probably in this modern day and age, you probably need to take a hell of a lot more iodine than was even recommended back in the late 1800s. They used to recommend an extreme amount today would be considered harmful, but some people swore by it. I don't want to give a recommendation. But just, I would also state, though, instead of like taking a pill that you purchase, and I've seen this in the Asian part of or the ethnic part of the supermarkets often, and you'll have to actually look for it. Maybe the Asian section, you'll see Japanese seaweed. That's a pretty good source of iodine and other nutrients. And it comes in sheets. That's what I get. And I just chop it up. And a lot of times I'll put it in tuna salad or anything else like that, instead of lettuce or tomato or something, which is okay too. But I like putting that Japanese seaweed in there chopped up. That, I think, is probably one of your safest bets, because the Japanese have been having that with the rice all the time, the sushi, and it's, to me, it's fantastic. Now, like I said, in today's modern age, we're exposed to so many chemicals, and also iodine has also been one of the main things used to detox radiation from the Chernobyl nuclear accident and also Fukushima. So it's a detox in many different ways. But, be that as it may, we're not exposed to radiation so much, maybe over here in the United States. And that's debatable by some people. But we are exposed to bromide and fluoride, sodium fluoride, quite a bit more so than you think. So I would suggest that people take more iodine. Some people say that are even experts in the medical community, they'll say iodine in larger quantities could be a poison. But I look at it like this. do what the Japanese do. They seem to know more about health than the medical experts in the West without actually having a medical degree, because the Japanese seem to have less health problems. They seem to be more alert, more intelligent, and live a more healthful, vibrant life than many of the people in the United States that are taking all these prescription drugs. Actually, if you look back in the 150 years ago, or even you just look back in the 60s, you even look back to the times of the hippie movement and all that type of stuff, and you look at some of the newsreels from the 60s, before people started making all these processed foods and putting all the bromide into the bread and all that type of stuff, and the fluoride and all these prescription meds, everybody was slimmer, weren't they? They weren't going on any special diet. I mean, you look back at the time of, in New York when, what do you call that again? When they had the big rally up there, and with Woodstock, and everybody out in the audience, you didn't see a lot of fat people. Pretty much, you saw pretty much everybody was the right weight. If you take a cross section of youth today, you're not going to see that. And what happened? This is partly what happened to us. Toxins left and right, fluoride and bromide. They're putting it in the bread now. They changed from putting iodine in the bread to bromide. I don't know why they did that. One's bad. The iodine's good for you. The bromide's bad for you. So they took out the good and they put the bad. I don't know why they did this. Yes, there's a conspiracy there. I know. But, I can't go down that rabbit hole too far, on YouTube, okay? I mean, that's just how it is, though. But that's the facts. But, just look at the way we were in this country. Look how people were in the 50s and the 60s and the 40s and the 30s and the 20s. Everybody was slimmer. What happened? What's going on? We need a detox. And one of the best ways to do that is through iodine. And also your fruits and vegetables and things like that. But probably the simplest thing to do is through iodine. And I think a lot of people are very short on that. Even though they're not so short that they get goiter, they're short below the optimal health levels. Just like a lot of people in the United States won't get scurvy because they're not that short on vitamin C, but they're nowhere near the optimal health levels. So, just want to kind of put this out as a kind of a public service announcement, and it's a simple thing to do. It's very, very inexpensive. That's the other thing. And it's available widely through, I personally, if I take I do take supplements sometimes with my other Nature's Way Whole Food Live Energizer. It does have iodine in it, but I also take kelp pills, which is it's a natural form, and I like going that way. So we are exposed to a lot of toxins in this country. Like I said, the bromide is also it's in everything we see, touch. It's in this computer I'm on right now. It's in my house. It's in my car. It's in all the furnishings in my house. It's in every plastic that we touch, foams. It's on your clothes. And anybody that even takes any kind of over-counter medications, they're exposed to fluoride. I don't have to worry about water because I have well water, but anyone who takes any kind of medication for anything is exposed to fluoride. You definitely want to take iodine to detox that fluoride. That's one of your best things you could do to detox fluoride. So, anyway, just want to put this simple message out. It's cheap. There's no link for me to sell it to you, okay? Well, I'll tell you where I get my stuff usually from, but I have no financial affiliation. There's no link where I'm going to get a penny for this or anything. I usually go to Puritan's Pride or Swanson Vitamins. I also heard VitaCost is very good. I never ordered from them. I'm sure there's other people out there, but I've noticed with supplements, some places that sell supplements are selling them for like 10 or 20 times more than other places, and it's the same exact thing with the same quality. So I'm only telling you that for your information. And I'm sure I left out a lot of good people out there, but buyer beware. Iodine should not be too much money, especially for just kelp pills, and it will help to toxify your body from all these things we're being exposed to today. Okay, sounds good to me.